If I were looking for a job in Sweden in 2026, here is exactly what I would do, step by step, without pretending that the process is easy. Because the truth is, it's not. If you are new here, my name is Robi, and I've been living in Sweden for about a decade now. But getting my first job here took 3 years. 3 years. And it wasn't because I was unqualified. I had experience, education, and a solid career in my home country, in Tanzania. Yet for years, nothing happened. No interviews, no callbacks, just silence from the recruiters. And that was frustrating. At one point, I seriously wondered if moving to Sweden had been a huge mistake. And you know what shocked me the most? I didn't expect it at all. Because on paper, or from the outside, Sweden looks like a perfect place to build a career. But the reality hits the moment you start applying for jobs. Suddenly, your applications disappear into a huge, deep black hole. But here's what I eventually discovered. Getting hired in Sweden is not random. There is actually a pattern behind it. And once I understood that pattern, everything else changed. So if you're struggling to get a job in Sweden or thinking about moving here, watch until the end. Because I'm also going to share the 3 biggest mistakes most foreigners make that quietly destroy their chances of getting hired in Sweden. But now, let's get to the video, shall we? So the first step is super simple. You just need to understand the Swedish job market itself. Because not all industries in Sweden hire at the same rate. Some sectors are constantly looking for people, and some are completely dead. And the sectors that are looking for people make it less competitive to get a job. For example, IT, tech, engineering, healthcare, education, and some skilled trades. These industries regularly report labor shortages, according to the Swedish Public Employment Services. And there was even a report done by the Swedish Bureau of Statistics about the future of jobs in Sweden. And the same professions will still be on demand even in 2035. So, which means there is security there. For me, before moving to Sweden, I had spent more than 10 years working in corporate banking. Corporate banking was all I know since I graduated in university. But it was still challenging to find a job because of language barrier. So at that point, I had a choice. I could keep insisting on the same career path, or I could adapt to the market. So I made a strategic decision. Instead of staying in banking, I pivoted toward tech. And now I'm working as a product owner. That one decision completely changed my entire trajectory in Sweden. I know what you're thinking now. You might be wondering, how could you move from corporate banking to tech? I didn't actually have experience working in tech, even though I had a background in computer science with my first degree. So the question became, how do you transition into a new industry in Sweden without experience? So for me, it was simple. I decided to go back to school and enrolling myself in an IT master's program. Now, hear me out. I know going back to school after working for more than a decade is not easy. Trust me. I've been there, done that. But here's the thing. In Sweden, education can be a very powerful way to enter the job market. Swedish universities are well respected, and employers understand the education system here. And you know, the recruiter could be coming from one of the university you studied. And something interesting happened when I added a Swedish institution in my CV. I started getting called for interviews. All of a sudden. This is not only special to me. I know a lot of my friends who are foreigners, they experience this exact same thing. So sometimes just 1 year of studying in Sweden can completely reposition your career. Because when employers see that you have studied in Sweden, they immediately understand your qualifications, your skills, and your experience. And this brings us to something many people underestimate. This is LinkedIn. In Sweden, LinkedIn plays a huge role in recruitment. Recruiters are actively searching for candidates there every single day. So your LinkedIn profile is not just a digital CV. It's actually a discovery tool. Your profile should clearly show 3 things: your expertise, your experience, and the type of roles you are targeting. And this is extremely important because of keywords, and I'm going to cover this just in a minute. Recruiters often search in LinkedIn using keywords related to specific roles. For example, product owner, data analyst, software developer, project manager. I know I'm talking about the roles in tech because that's all I know. So you can fill in your keywords for your role. If those keywords don't appear in your profile, recruiters may simply never find you. And you know why I'm a big fan of LinkedIn? It's because that's where I got the job in the company I always dreamed of working for here in Sweden, without knowing a single person in that organization. This job was suggested to me on LinkedIn because my profile matched. Then I applied and voila. Notice, it wasn't through networking or referrals, but just through my profile, which shows how powerful LinkedIn can be in Swedish job market. But you might be saying, look here, I've done my research, took extra studies in Sweden, my LinkedIn is totally optimized, but I'm still getting rejections. I hear you. And the reason usually comes down to 3 common mistakes. Mistakes that quietly sabotage job applications. And there is a good chance you might be making one of them. So hear me out. The first mistake is applying for too many random jobs. Hundreds of applications, multiple industries, and roles that require fluent Swedish, which means you're competing with native Swedes. And if you're competing with native Swedes, well, as a foreigner who just studied Swedish in a few years, you are totally setting yourself up for failure. Instead, you need to pay special attention to international companies because these organizations are often more open to hiring international talent. And they usually have many roles that operate in English. So here's what you will do. Research companies you admire, follow them on LinkedIn, learn about their culture, and then once you find a role that interests you, align your competence with the company culture. This is extremely important in Sweden because this is where most people make the second mistake, which is underestimating the company culture. In Sweden, companies care a lot about team dynamics. Workplaces here tend to be collaborative. Hierarchies are relatively flat. So most employers evaluate candidates not just for their skills, but also they want a person that will fit in the team. Never underestimate your soft skills. Here in Sweden, soft skills could be even more powerful than your hard skills. So when you're describing your experience, align them in such a way it shows you can collaborate easily with others. Because in Sweden, cultural fit can matter sometimes more than your qualifications. I will never forget one manager once told me they would rather hire someone who fits in and does not tick all the skills than someone who is highly qualified but does not fit in. And you know why? Because skills can be learned, but attitude is difficult to change. That is extremely powerful. Which takes us to the third and the last mistake, that is ignoring the cover letter. Many people focus on only their CV, but in Sweden, the cover letter is very important because it explains something your CV cannot. This is how you get to tell them who you really are, your proudest achievements, and why you want to work for that specific company. So you have to kind of show them that you are not desperate, you just genuinely love working for that company. Remember when I talked about the cultural fit and how this is important in Sweden? This is why Swedish employers want to know that you are actually really interested working in that company, not because you are desperate to get a job. Swedish employers care so much about motivation. What is your inner motivation for applying for that role? They want to see that you understand their company, their mission, and their values. So instead of sending the same generic cover letter everywhere, take time to customize it. If you've been doing it, stop right now. You need to explain what you do and why you will be a good fit for that role and that organization. This may seem like a small detail, but it can make a big difference. So try it and come back and let me know. All in all, getting a job in Sweden as a foreigner can be challenging, but it's not impossible. But once you understand how the system works, things start to make a lot more sense. Try this formula and I promise you, it works. And remember, persistence is key. Progress in Sweden can take so much time. So don't get discouraged. Just find those roles you love and apply. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs it. And if you want to learn more about working in Sweden, I've made so many videos about it here in my channel, and I will recommend you to watch them. And I will link one right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one, which is right there. Hej då!